Hi there, I'm Joryn Jenkins. I'm your marketing coach, and today I want to talk to you about one of the posters that should be in your arsenal. This is the roadmap to resolution. Now, as a trial lawyer, resolution isn't usually what I'm thinking about. Resolution is what I do when I go to mediation or collaboration or just sit down to try and negotiate a resolution. But as trial lawyers, we do this all the time. So I want to talk to you about this roadmap. This roadmap is really going to help ensure that you take the best possible route to success if you truly want to resolve your case. There's a certain set of processes that I want you to go through when you're trying to convince your client to take an offer or to make an offer that might be in their best interest, their better interest than spending the money to go to trial. Step one, establish your ground rules with your client. Ground rules would be things like be patient, be polite, be honest, listen actively. So if you're not hearing what's really being said, ask questions. Try to understand what's being said. Don't interrupt, but ask questions. Focus on the future and avoid discussing the past. This is not about blame. This is not about you. So don't point the finger. It's about me. It's about how I feel, about what you did to me, about what happened to me. Maybe not what you did to me, because that's kind of blaming. Speak only for yourself, so use I, not you statements. And those are the sort of ground rules that you want to talk about. Focus on solutions, avoid blame. And you want your client thinking in those terms. One way to get your client thinking positively, focus them on the future. What's your future going to look like? How do you want your future to look? Because that's going to make them feel very optimistic, very positive. It make decision making easier for them when they're in that kind of future state. Step two, discard positions, identify interests. This is very hard for some clients to understand. And if you yourself have a little bit of a problem with it, try reading Getting to Yes. It's a wonderful book. It actually will help you understand this entire process, and it will help you negotiate any of your cases moving forward. Getting to Yes. So discard positions. The problem is that people typically will take positions, and we even say that when we're negotiating. This is my position. This is your position. Never the twain shall meet. I want the house. You want the house. You can't both have the house. It doesn't work that way. So imagine you want the orange, I want the orange. The story is you actually want the orange for mimosas. I want the orange for some kind of candy that I'm making. Wait a second. All I really need is the orange peel. That's my interest in the orange peel. What's your interest? Well, you want the juice. Now, wait a second. We only have one orange. You need the entire orange, the juice. I need the entire orange, the peel. We can do that. So when you focus on interests, you actually can make solutions happen that would not happen if you just focus on the position. I want the orange, you want the orange, you can't both have the orange, right? So step three, address any temporary issues that might be in your case. Get those off the table, because if you can solve those problems, they're not weighing everybody down. They're not interfering with the big decisions that you might have to make. Step four, gather and exchange information. So make sure that you have all the information that you need, that your client needs to make those decisions. Again, you can't make decisions in a vacuum, so you need to gather requested information, relevant information, probably financial information of some kind, even if it's just damages. You need all that information in order to make a viable decision. So don't go to the meeting until you've done all that. Then hopefully the first thing you'll do at the meeting is brainstorm options. Brainstorming is an open, relaxed, what-if kind of process. Silly suggestions are fine. Dumb suggestions are fine. Weird suggestions are fine. Don't stymie options that are thrown out on the table, because you never know what's going to actually create a viable option. So throw them all out there, maybe put them up on the blackboard, talk about all those possibilities. The idea is there's no bad idea. Even off-the-wall stuff is perfectly fine because you don't know where those will go. Once you've done all that brainstorming, don't do this ahead of time. Don't evaluate as you go. But once you've done all that brainstorming, then both sides to the problem can then evaluate those options. How well do those options meet your interests? How well do they meet the interests of the opposing party? What's the cost benefit to each of you? Look at your BATNA and your WATNA. The best alternative to a negotiated agreement, the worst alternative to a negotiated agreement. Try and step into each other's shoes. Help your client do that. Step into his shoes. How would you feel if you were in his shoes? And then, the last thing would be obviously to select options and see if you can both select the same option, because then you have resolution. This is your roadmap to resolution. I advocate that this is the best possible way to get to a solution that meets everyone's interests, that you walk away from your mediation or your negotiation with a resolution that you can both live with. I'm Joryn Jenkins. I'm your marketing coach.